Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to the Snowboard Pro Camp live chat. Kevin here, coming to you guys from Whistler, BC, Canada. Going to be on here for the next hour to answer all your snowboard questions. So definitely hit me up with anything that's on your mind about the upcoming snowboard season, whether it's snowboard gear. If you're learning to snowboard for the first time, hit me up with any beginner questions, or if you want to progress your riding with tricks or any just riding progression, definitely just hit me up with anything that's on your guys' mind. Stoked to be on here the next hour to talk to all you guys. And Chris is going to be on shortly as well. He's going to come about halfway through. Chris is going to join in and give you guys some more info as well. But I hope you guys are all having a good sort of fall out there and you're getting ready for the upcoming season. For myself, I'm picking up a few things that I still needed. I've got my boards taken care of already. So I've got the GNU Headspace and the LibTech Orca ready for the season. And I just picked up my Volcom outerwear yesterday from Camber in Whistler, and pretty stoked on that. I picked up some Gore-Tex outerwear. The model is called the Gooch after Brian Iguchi, and so pretty stoked to ride some Volcom stretch Gore-Tex outerwear this year. But yeah, let's get into some of your guys' questions. Yeah, thanks again everyone for tuning in, and yeah, stoked to be on here. We do live chats here on Snowboard Pro Camp every Thursday at about this time at 3 p.m. Pacific time. And really quick, I see that there's already a super chat that has come through. If you guys want to support the channel, super chat is an awesome way to do it. We don't have any sponsors here. You guys are our sponsor and you guys keep the videos going. So yeah, I really appreciate the support with the super chats. And the first one is from A Million Pop Off. Thanks so much, man, for the support. He says, Kevin, which of the two boards did you find easier to press and butter with, and then in brackets, aside from the 3BT, the Evil Twin or the Headspace? Kudos to the Gooch jacket. Thanks, man. To be honest, the Headspace was easier to press. Definitely felt like it's just a bit of a softer snowboard. It does have LibTech's, what's it called, C3, which is more like camber dominant, but there's some mellow rocker right in the center of the board. And it's also, it feels like the board's like a pretty mid flex, even mid to soft flexing snowboard. And I would say definitely the Headspace was easier to press, tail and nose, but I think the Battalion was pretty easy to butter, like because of like you're saying, aside from the 3BT, but the 3BT does help with like getting the butter 180s and things around, having that catch freeness. But yeah, the Headspace, definitely a very, very easy board to press into. So of those two, if you're looking for the easiest to press, definitely check out the Headspace, man. Really good question. Yeah, and thanks everyone for tuning in. Shout out to Carrie Pierce for tuning in, Mr. Big Slav, Jeremy, and who else is on here? We got Jack Ripper on here. Oklahoma Fool, thanks for tuning in. Adrian Anderson. And yeah, just also guys, if you do hit me up with some questions, it'd be cool to hear where you guys are watching from. Because we got Catman Snow watching from Sweden, and we've got Sublime Honeybee, thanks for tuning in. Gangsta J wants to know where are we riding in November. So definitely 100% we'll be riding at Whistler. Whistler usually opens like mid-November, so that's definitely the start of the Whistler season. But I may make a trip down to Colorado because I've noticed that Colorado has already got a bunch of resorts open, A Basin, Keystone, and it looks like they're not getting a lot of snow at the moment, but the temperatures are really cold. So I think they're able to make a lot of snow down in Colorado. All right. Yeah, Martin A, shout out. TR Skate, NGen's on here. Rick E, Kaz. All right. Oh, Chris Ayers is on the live chat, and then he'll be here he'll be here shortly too. I think he's coming at about the halfway mark, and we'll pick Chris's brain on what he's up to. And if you guys have any questions for Chris, definitely hit Chris up. And it looks like we have another super chat coming through from, just gonna scroll down, guys. Super chat from Michael Williams. Thanks for the support, Michael. Says, we'll be in Whistler December 9th to 16th. I know it will depend on early snowfall, but how much of the mountain should we expect to be open, and what areas? So you should expect both mountains to be open. As far as the Alpine, I feel like that's a bit more of a gamble. You may not have all the Alpine open. So I expect everything to be open from like the main huts at the top, the main chalets, from there down. I don't know if the Alpine will be open, but I feel like by December 9th to the 16th, if it's not open already, it may open at that time. So I would expect that some of the Alpine should be opening too, if it's, and of course, weather dependent. So yeah, that's about the time it usually gets going. So hopefully the peak chair will be open, glacier chair, possibly some of the T-bars. But yeah, that's an exciting time. That's when the mountain really starts to feel like it's getting full of snow, and everything starts to open up. And Buck Snabes with a super chat as well. Can you do a vid with PVC rail and 3 off the wrong edges? Yeah, definitely. So I've actually got 2 giant PVC rails sitting in front of me here. Got to make those up for the early season. And if we get some snow down lower in the valley here in Whistler, we'll definitely get some like backyard rail setups going and start to get some tricks on that. So I'm pretty excited to get these PVC rails out there and get them set up. We just need some snow down here in the valley, and it'll be perfect. Icy Key says, hey Kevin, any bibs you recommend on a budget? Yeah, I think like with bibs are great for keeping the snow out, because they come up and they really protect snow from getting up your back or anything like that. And then in terms of like budget pairs, I picked up a pair of budget bibs last year that were made by Ride, and I was a big fan. I would say the less you spend on bibs, the less waterproofing they'll be, so keep that in mind. If you live somewhere where it's notoriously cold and you're not worried about the snow melting and going through your pants, then something like the waterproofing rating won't matter as much to you, so you can definitely spend less money. So basically it's like the less waterproofing they have, usually the cheaper price of the bib. So I would check out some of the Ride bibs. I've had good experience with those, but pretty much every line, every model of snowboard gear out there, every brand has some of those lower priced snowboard pants and bibs. So yeah, definitely look around, check them out. I know Air Blaster does some inexpensive bibs too. I'm a fan of the Air Blaster outerwear. And yeah, what else? If Volcom does some cheaper ones, that'd be great, or Dakine. And yeah, just think about that, whether you need that waterproofing or not. But yeah, bibs are great. All right. Rustic Rocket says, I'm heading to Keystone this weekend. And since the parks aren't open yet, what are your favorite tricks for just the normal runs? Nice, man. Yeah. I love, it's great to just get some tricks down on the runs itself. Like, I love doing different butter tricks. Maybe experiment with some different butters. Like, I remember there was one day in the park where in between the features and stuff, I was just practicing some butter 360s. Those are probably one of my favorite tricks to practice, just on the slope, front side or back side, just committing to pressing into your nose or tail and getting a 360 around. That's a really fun off sort of out of the park trick to practice. Also doing like 180s off of the wrong edge, so popping front 180s off your toes or back 180s off your heels. Things like that are really fun, just on the slopes as well. And yeah, just getting creative with the butters and ollies, nollies. You can even practice your switch ollies. So maybe some switch tricks. Great place to practice them is outside the park. And Bad Rider says, "Hey Kev, can you send winter back, please?" I think that's Adam watching from down in Australia, and you guys are coming into spring and summer. So man, you gotta go to winter. I don't know what else to say. I think the winter's coming here. So yeah, that's rough. Shout out to everyone in Australia and New Zealand getting up early to watch this. Appreciate you guys watching this early in the morning, and big shout out to everyone in Europe for staying up late. Really appreciate you guys staying up late to watch the live chat. All right, just scrolling through a little bit. And John Mark Bennett says, "What do you think about the Arbor Element as a first board?" John, I think that's a great choice for a beginner snowboard, your first snowboard. I wanted to do a beginner video, and there was going to be 2 Arbor snowboards included in the list. I was going to do it at Comor, but they didn't actually have any of the beginner boards I was looking for. But the Element was one, and the Arbor Foundation was another one. So I think the Arbor boards are great for beginners because if you can get like the rockered versions, the rocker is, I think, great for beginners. Having those the nose and tail lifted away from the snow makes it that much more catch free. And then Arbor has the grip tech, so like sort of at your feet, you have these like bumps that come away from the edge, adding some extra like contact points of control to give you more grip with the snow. And so the combination of those 2 things, and then also the price of them being snowboards that are under $400, I think is perfect for beginners or your first board. So I think that's a great choice, man. That's exactly what I was thinking of. And we got Rustic Rocket watching from Gunnison, Colorado. Talon Foreman watching from Canada. Pete Trick is watching from Germany. We got over 130 people watching and 30 likes. Thanks so much, guys. Zach's watching from Australia and is already missing the snow. Awesome, guys. William Elk says, "Kevin, I'm heading to Whistler 1st of Feb and taking my Nitro Tree Hugger for the POW. Would you recommend taking my park board too? Love the channel. Hope to see you guys on the mountain." I would recommend taking your park board as well, because you never know. Like Whistler, the weather changes so much. You can have a week of powder and then a week of sun. It's very unpredictable. So having both boards just gives you that option to have your park board if you want to. And Whistler and Blackcomb have some really fun and large terrain parks. So it's something I think you would definitely want to check out. Hopefully, you don't even have to use your park board and you just leave it in the hotel the whole time. And it just snows like 20 or 30 centimeters every day while you're here. But it's always a good backup plan, man, definitely. I bring my park board to Japan, and I think last time I didn't use it even one day. So yeah, definitely take it just as a backup. Eduardo saying New Jersey in the house. Jarius wants to know if I've ever been to Colorado. Yeah, definitely. I've been to Keystone, Breckenridge, where else? Copper. Yeah, good spots down in Colorado. I want to explore some more resorts in Colorado as well. Theory or Will says, "Will you guys be hitting up Cypress, Grouse, or Seymour this season?" Yeah, so those are 3 resorts around Vancouver. And yeah, it would be cool to hit up one of those resorts. I haven't been there in a few years. I lived in Vancouver for a year and rode grouse quite a bit. So yeah, hopefully get down to the city and some of those resorts again. Samuel says, "What do you think about the Burton Killer 3D?" Yeah, I did get a chance to ride it one day. I feel like it's a pretty good park board for intermediate to advanced park riders. It felt fairly stiff to me, and it felt like a good sort of like board that would be good for going at high speeds, good stability, and that the 3D in the nose and tail definitely helped to make it a bit more catch free for getting onto rails or getting into like butter tricks or whatever you're doing. But I think it's to me it's like a advanced intermediate park board. Yeah, a little bit. If you're looking for that stiffer kind of park board, it could be for you. People keep asking about the Ride Twin Pig. So I haven't actually ridden that board, but I know that TJ on the channel, he rode the Twin Pig quite a bit last season, and he says it's a great park board, and also a versatile board that you can take into the powder as well. So yeah, TJ on the channel, he's a big fan of the Twin Pig. And Jeremy says, Kevin, the Arbor Westmark is good for powder or not? So I, a couple years ago, rode the Westmark Rocker quite a bit, and I did take it into powder, and I thought it was decent in powder snow. A little bit wider than your traditional snowboard, just a slight bit wider, and I think that helps with the float. And I think the Rocker also helps with float as well. But I would say that if you're looking for a board that is like more specific to powder riding and you're not going to take it too much into the park, look for a board that has a taper. So a larger nose, smaller tail, that always works better in powder. It would probably work better. It would work better in powder, that type of board, over the Westmark. But if you want a board that's versatile for park and powder, then the Westmark would be a good choice. All right, Kim says, hey Kevin, when I snowboard, mostly when doing carving, I have trouble keeping my arm movement under control. Any tips on how to improve this? Yeah, definitely. So when you're carving, so the arm, like if you're moving your arms a little bit, it may just be you trying to keep your balance, which is totally fine. And you know, if it's not getting in the way of your riding, I wouldn't worry about it too much. And I think that like the steadiness with your arms will just come with you getting more comfortable and more in control over your carving. So I would say, like, yeah, if it's not affecting your carving, don't worry about it too much. But you can kind of like, you know, think about it as you go a little bit. Maybe think about having just your arms over top of your board and steering more with your knees. But yeah, definitely, I wouldn't worry about it too much as long as it's not messing up your carves. Yeah, a lot of people out there, they've got their arms in different places, and it's all good. Wherever you want to keep them is your own style. All right, and Osvaldo with the super chat. Thanks for the support, Osvaldo, for being a sponsor of the channel, man. He says, what you talking about Winter Park? Got over a foot of snowmate, plus more this coming Sunday. Nice. What you talking about Winter Park? You got over a foot oh, so you must be talking about Colorado getting a foot of snow in the next few days? Oh, this Sunday. Okay, cool. Amazing. Oh, that's good. I must have missed that in the weather. Okay, you guys are getting a foot of snow. Okay, maybe I should jump on a flight and get down to Colorado. Nice, man. Yeah, thanks for the support. And all right, so Christian says, hi Kevin, what do you think from BOA system on Burton step-on? Thank you. Yeah, I think the Burton step-ons with the BOA system it's a good system, I think, if you need it. If it's something that's high on your priority list in terms of like convenience, if like convenience is number one to you, I think the Burton BOA with the step-ons is the way to go. I think that I think you do lose a bit of performance though. So if like performance is your number one, I would just go for the regular boots with regular laces and just this strap-on bindings. I feel like that's just like a little bit more reliable system in terms of the performance you'll get from it. But if you really put the convenience above that, then definitely go for it. Yeah, I know I've talked to at least 4 or 5 people who have the BOA system with the step-ons who like love it. So yeah, it's definitely a good system if that's what you're into. All right. James Day says, keep up the great vids going, Kev. Got me into snowboarding and am hooked. Awesome. From London. Amazing, James. Yeah, that's sick. That's sick to hear, man. And Frav Film says, hey, Kevin from Cincinnati. Currently have a ride Helix and looking for something more playful. Debating between LibTech Skate Banana and ride Machete. Thoughts? Nice. So yeah, the ride Helix, I think that's a pretty stiff, aggressive board. So anything that you get that is below that is going to feel very playful. The LibTech Skate Banana, that might be like too far the other way. That's like extremely playful. And I'm not sure about the ride Machete, how playful that one feels. But I think a good compromise, maybe something like the Headspace. Maybe check out some of the LibTech and GNU boards that are more in like the C2 range that have that combination of camber and rocker. But if you're really looking for something like all the way extremely playful, then LibTech Skate Banana is the one. But if you want to mellow it out a little bit, maybe check out some of the LibTech and GNU boards that have the C2. Oh, and update from Jarius Campbell says, I live in Colorado and it snowed last night. Crazy. The mountains are all covered. Oh man, you're making me jealous. I know that TJ is on his way to Colorado right now, so he'll be up there snowboarding soon, but I'm jealous. I need to get down to Colorado. Maybe the weather is hiding that you guys are getting such good snow. They're not telling us the full story. All right, and Gemma Spencer says 2020 goggle choice. So for me, the goggles I'm riding this year are the Anon M4s. Actually, maybe I'll just grab them real quick. So yeah, I picked up the Anon M4s, and the reason I decided to try them out is just because they're pretty large. They're pretty similar to the Oakley line miners. Those are the ones I rode last year. But I find that they're actually even, excuse me guys, a slightly like wider. So seeing out the sides, seeing up and down, everything is like very clear. And they also fit like pretty close to my face as well. So these have been great so far, and they're like super easy to pop out the lens. To change the lens is like insanely easy with the magnets they got there. And then Anon does some other sizes depending on your face. So for me, I have like a larger face, so those ones fit really well. The M4s are like the largest ones they make, but there's also the M3s, and there's also a women's version. I think they're called the WM1s. So a few different ones to check out, but I recommend the Anon series there, the M series, and also like the Oakley line miners last year. They were amazing too. So I really recommend line miners. All right, great questions, guys. Trying to keep up with all you guys. Just asking such great questions. Just gonna get caught up on some of the super chats. Appreciate the support. All right, so Bad Riders with the $7.99 Australian. Thanks for the support, man. Says, hey Kev, have you got any more gear vids planned? And when is the Orca race between you and TJ going down? Nice. Yeah, me and TJ, we actually talked about that Orca race recently. So as soon as I think we get enough snow to safely take out the Orcas, we'll be getting a race going. But yeah, recently got out the video last night got out the video for my outerwear. So that one's done. Did a binding video recently, and I think I've covered the boards a fair amount. So I think the next gear video will probably be on like some of the new snowboard accessories. So I do need to pick up a new pair of mitts and just a few like small accessories. So maybe I'll get like a gear accessories video out for you guys. And I was planning on doing a video about shopping for snowboard boots. But here in Whistler, actually in Canada, Adidas boots are like, I guess, got canceled for all of Canada. So there's not going to be any Adidas boots out. And to be honest, my boots that I have at the moment, the Van Sequels, are still feeling totally fine. So I may ride them for quite a bit longer. But possibly a boot video, just maybe talking about tips for buying new snowboard boots. And I may actually need a new base layer, so maybe some base layer tips or videos. But yeah, other than that, I think the next one will probably be about snowboard accessories and what I think are the best ones and the ones that you really need to just like the accessories that I use every single time I get out there. So yeah, that'll probably be the next one. Something about, because I definitely need mitts. Mine are slowly falling apart. And NGen's on here, and he's with the super chat. Thanks for the support. Hashtag get Chris and Andreas to Europe fund. Awesome. Thanks, man. I know those guys, they're definitely pumping out the videos as well, and hopefully we'll have a few more guys on the crew for the Europe and Japan and everything trips. And we got a super chat from Hori. Thanks so much. Dare Dream with the super chat says, always see that board behind you. Is it that good? Which one? So there's a board here. This is the Orca. It's definitely that good. And the GNU Headspace. And yeah, I think it's that good as well. So my two favorite boards at the moment. So the favorite board for park, the Headspace. Favorite board for powder, the Orca. And we got Chris coming in. Chris Ayers, he was on the chat, and now he's here in person, so he'll be helping to answer some questions as well. What's up, man?
Hey, good to see you.
Squeeze in.
All right, get cozy. Hey, everybody. How's everybody doing? Thanks, NGen, for the super chat. We're going to make it. It's going to happen.
Nice.
If you believe in it enough, it becomes reality. That's how it works.
It's true. All right, let's get this set up here.
Yeah, how's everybody doing? Hope everyone's having a good time.
All right, yeah, just getting through some super chats, so maybe you can help me out with these ones.
I'll do my best.
Yeah, so NGen, he did the, what is this? How much money? What is SEK?
It's
Do you know that one?
Swedish kronas.
Okay, nice. Yeah.
I don't know.
All right, yeah. So Rebecca Carlson with the $5 Canadian super chat says, greetings from Edmonton, bought a women's mind expander as sort of a POW board. What kind of bindings would you recommend for this kind of board? Yeah, good question. I think like medium stiffness bindings.
Yeah, you don't want it too stiff. That's more kind of like park freestyle oriented. You want to,
Yeah.
I mean, you want a little bit.
Yeah, sort of just like that mid-flexing binding, something like I know our friend Andreas is a big fan of now bindings. Last year on my like powder board, I had the Union Atlas bindings. What kind of bindings do you have?
The Union Force.
You got the Forces? Nice.
And now we're doing a collaboration with Yes this year as well to do a Now Yes binding, which
cool.
that's got the skate rocker tech in there as well.
Oh yeah, you can skate down the mountain.
Yeah. Kickflip your board.
Cool.
The cool thing about that is as you lean, it tilts your foot, and so you have more like pressure, like pushing down on the edge.
Oh, nice.
Supposedly.
But for your POW board, your POW board, which it is definitely a powder board. Check out. I would recommend some of the mid-flexing Union bindings. I don't know the names of the ladies models out there, but I'm sure there's like some really good ones. I would try to like get a comparable binding to the Union Atlas. That would be, I think, ideal. So maybe head into your local shop where you bought the Mind Expander and ask them for some mid-flexing bindings for powder. Yeah, good question. All right. Yeah, Chris, so you're working on a video? What's the next video to come out?
Yeah, well, a couple days ago. So I don't know if Kevin's told you guys, but we've had a lot of rain in Whistler. It's been raining like crazy, and the snow has been appearing on the mountain, and it's been going down slowly, coming like lower and lower. So a couple days ago, Andreas from Comore, he and I went up one of the forest roads in the Sioux Valley, which is a few minutes north of here. And we got up nice and high, went for a hike, and then, found loads of powder, Yeah, I guess you could call it powder. It was pretty heavy, but it was like at least 3 feet a meter.
New snow.
New snow. Yeah, yeah. I felt kind of spring riding in powder.
So you guys, yeah, I saw on both your Instagrams, you guys were just like flying through the trees, like steering through.
It was awesome.
Steering through new snow.
With my dog.
Nice.
Had my dog running behind us too.
Cool. So that video is up or it's going up? Or
it will be up.
After this?
Probably like 30 minutes after I finish a live chat here.
Nice. Yeah. Cool, man. Nice. Yeah. Well, we'll have to like do a hike maybe sometime soon.
As soon as you watch the video, you're going to be like, dude, get me there.
Really? Okay.
I was so happy with it. It's great. It's just a shameless plug. Yeah, if you guys are watching this after the fact, then go check out this vid. It's awesome.
Yeah. How long of a drive is it?
It's about 45 minutes to an hour to get up there. And then the hike, like having, done it now, I'd say it's to where we go is about an hour and a half.
Hour and a half hike? That's just like my regular routine right there.
Yeah. Every time Kevin gets to a new mountain, gotta hike right to the top. It's true. So we made it maybe like a half to a third of the way in like the alpine, subalpine. We could see the peak. It wasn't too far away.
Nice.
And we kept it pretty mellow. It was like first time out in the new area, and so I didn't want to do anything too crazy. But up above us, there was like cool 5 to 15 foot cliff drops, and there's a natural looking half pipe, and
cool.
Just looked like an awesome area.
So we had to get up there, maybe like leave at like 9 a.m. or would you do it earlier this time?
Last time we left at 9, and we did a live chat up there. We were kind of messing around, doing all that type of filming and stuff, and we got back at about 7.
Nice.
So it's 10 hours.
7. Oh wow, yeah.
But I think like now.
Were you guys doing a lot of dilly-dallying?
There was some dallying being done for sure.
Okay.
We did diddle around.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get back into it. El Stacker says, "Hey, bored through the pain." What's that? That's out of context. What are you guys talking about there?
There's one of the viewers is called "Bored Through the Pain." It could be like, "Hey, bored through the pain."
You're saying hello. Okay, cool. And NGen of another super chat says hashtag beer fund Kevin take Chris for a drink and try Delirium Tremens or Hogarden.
I do like Hogarden. I like my wheat
Nice.
beers. They're Nash.
Wheat. All right. All right, guys, just scrolling through here.
Yeah, good to see all the locals on here.
Sick, yeah. Tyler Bybee says, y'all need to do some videos at Baker this winter. Love that mountain. Yeah, I've actually never been snowboarding in Washington, so that's going to be a priority this year. Is this a drive down when the snow's good and hit up Baker or some of those other Crystal Mountains, Snoqualmie?
Yeah, you're missing out on the Pacific Connect 4. You've done BC,
Yep.
Oregon,
Yep.
California.
Oh, yeah.
You're just missing that little bit in the middle, that one that'll line them up and win.
Nice. Oh, the Connect 4. Nice. That'll be the title of your video.
Yeah.
Finishing the game of Connect 4.
Yeah, there's one of the viewers sent me a link to him splitboarding
Cool.
up in Mount Baker like 2 weeks ago, and it already looked good.
Oh, very cool. Yeah, we'll definitely have to get down there. It's I think it's maybe a 6-hour drive to Mount Baker from here, as long as there's no border traffic. All right.
We won't be that lucky.
All right. Zert says, yo, I got a 10-day edge pass this year for Whistler. Hope I can meet you again, Kevin. Hopefully you too, Chris. Oh, very cool.
Yeah, man, for sure.
I don't remember meeting a Zerts, but maybe that's not your real name. But I'm sure if you give us your real name, we'll remember meeting you last season.
I think the cool thing about this is when we meet people in real life,
Yeah.
maybe his name is like Sam.
Yeah.
But then we'll be like, oh, you're Zerts, of course. I'm just
Yeah.
going to call you Zerts. That's how I know you.
Yeah.
Just keep it at Zerts.
Yeah. All right. So Chuck Van says, hey, Chris, keen for some Dot follow cams. You got to put her to work.
I know, she's getting a free ride so far.
So Dot
She's
is
gonna have to earn her.
yeah, Dot's
keep.
Dot's Chris's new dog in the last couple of years, and
Yeah, she's 2.
she's in a bunch of was in a bunch of last season's videos.
This is I tried to go snowboarding with her once last year, and because it was like first time, it was also after we had 100 centimeters of snow, and they actually didn't open like a huge part of the mountain, and so I took her do a little bit of like backpacks snowboarding just above my house, and that one was just kind of getting her into it, and it didn't really work so well. But yeah, yesterday we had some like awesome following, like not mountain tour, but she's running right behind us when we're snowboarding.
Yeah,
just loving it.
You need to get her more thumbnails. I think like a dog in the thumbnail, that's just like the clickbait right there.
Yeah, I got to get on that clickbait material for sure.
But it's not really clickbait if she's in the video too, you know?
Yeah, I guess it rides that gray zone.
Like if it's like she's in there for 5 seconds maybe, but yeah.
I've seen before where people, it's like, oh, it was a clickbait title, but you totally followed through with it.
Yeah.
So like, hats off to you, sir.
Yeah. Like we snowboarded a volcano. It's like, oh, that's gotta be clickbait.
Yeah. No, legit. We were grinding chairlift rails. Like,
Yeah.
Come on, really? Oh, yeah, they did that too.
I flew back to New Zealand. There's no way.
Yeah, you would do that.
And Zachary Thomas says, what do you think of the Solomon huck knife for an all-mountain freestyle? I honestly think that the huck knife is maybe just more suited for park. For all-mountain freestyle, I would maybe go for something that's a little bit more rugged, a bit more of a
like the Assassin, if you're saying Solomon.
The Assassin by Solomon. Yeah, you recently did a Solomon video, so yeah.
Yeah.
You think the Assassin would be good all-mountain freestyle?
Yeah, if you want to stay within that, Assassin, and you might as well upgrade to the Assassin Pro if you want to get a little bit more rigidity, because it's such a small step up in price, and you get carbon stringers in there, and you get carbon in the sidewalls, the old gunslinger sidewalls. So yeah, that one would be sweet. I think the huck knife is like such a beautiful looking board this year. It's got fantastic graphics, really nice consistent flex, but it might not be as good in.
You have the rigidity to hold up to those all mountain conditions. Yeah, even check out some other boards, like maybe things that come to my mind are the Libtech E-Jack knife. It's a fun all mountain freestyle board as well.
Capita DOA.
Capita DOA has that a bit more. It's the DOA's definitely got that stiffness to it that helps it in all mountain conditions. Yeah, a few of those, but I think
Pick your line.
Yeah, the huck knife is just a bit. I think it's just a bit too park oriented.
A lot of people buy the huck knife as their park board, and so
yeah.
Yeah.
Alexander, what's your favorite top 5 ski resorts? Oh boy. Let's throw out like 2 favorites each.
I mean, I've only been to 3 in the last like 10 years. So
Okay.
I think this question.
Well, we can do it. Dream Resorts.
Xanadu, number 1.
Is that in Japan? I think we're kind of like putting those thoughts out there at the moment too for like. I think we want to go back to Japan for sure. I know Chris wants to
go back to Japan.
Chris wants to go to Japan. So that's in the top 3.
Top 1.
I think like Europe is in my top 3 as well, because like I don't want to say any specific resort because I haven't been to enough places there, but it's just so massive and steep, and you've ridden there. It's like
I grew up riding in the Alps, and yeah, it's really awesome. I also went to the Dolomites in northwest Italy, and I love just the geography of that, how you have runs with these like massive, just mean looking cliffs coming like off the side of the run. Literally the run ends, and then you have these like 300 400-foot cliffs just popping up right there.
Yeah.
And the contrast of that, like, that looks awesome.
Yeah, you're like driving down the highway and you can just like be spotting insane powder lines and stuff, like chutes and stuff from the highway. Mm-hmm. And just to throw a third spot for me would be Cardrona, New Zealand. I love the park in New Zealand, and just the whole vibe, the scenery, everything in New Zealand is very cool. I think my favorite park. So Chris, you'll have to
favorite park. Wow.
Yeah, you have to come out there next year. Yeah, oh yeah, I think it's my favorite. It may not be the best park in the world, but for me,
you get the good vibes.
It's my favorite. It's good vibes. It's like good progression with like the types of features they have. Mm-hmm. It's very like just made for people to progress. Which
that's something that kind of frustrates me with parks sometimes, how you have like the medium jumps that, you know, you'd be clearing pretty easy, and then they might not even have a large. It just goes like straight to XL, and there's like a 20-foot gap between the two jumps.
Yeah.
How do you bridge that gap?
Do you want to do boxes or massive down rails?
Yeah.
And all right, so some more super chats. Thanks for the support, guys. Hori with the €2. What you think about the Rome Ravine? You are amazing. Thanks so much. I don't know. Do you know what the Rome Ravine? I don't know that board.
I know that's probably one of the brands I know the least about.
Same, yeah. I don't think they sell a lot of Rome snowboards in Whistler. Well, maybe they do.
They have Rome at the Circle?
I think they have them at Showcase.
Okay.
But yeah, they have Rome. I haven't seen the Ravine before, so sorry, I can't help you with that. But yeah, appreciate the support.
Stylie's repping Rome.
Yeah, maybe ask us another question there, Hori. And who is Orlando with the super chat? Any thoughts for starting snowboard competitions? For like you, excuse me, for you guys for starting.
I thought it could be taken two ways. Either he's wants to go into competitions, or he wants you to start a competition.
Yeah. I don't know what you mean by that, but I think I'll give you the answer for if you want to get into snowboard contests. I think you just need to start showing up. Find out when the contests are for your area, and then register however you register, and then go show up and try to win some free stuff.
Yeah, I think the key is just to get out and do some and see how it goes and take it from there. Yeah,
you could also get onto like a snowboard team, like if your school has a team or anything like that, and then that's a good way to sort of get some competitions going among the schools, or like at your local resort. I know like some resorts have teams as well, and then they go to different contests and sort of compete as a team. Just gonna set this up a bit more so that you're
get my whole face in there.
Hey, let's scooch to the left just a little.
Scooch
there.
Scooch.
Yeah.
Scooch to the left.
Oh, perfect.
Where's it going? On the outside? Inside?
There we go. Nice, man. All right, sorry about that, guys.
Perfect.
How's that? There you go. Cool.
I feel like I'm getting proper representation now.
Pargat Singh says, with the super chat, thanks Pargat, says, I go Tahoe, Cuba, Whistler coming up this season. Is the ride Warpig going to be a good all-mount option I can enjoy in all those places? I think you can definitely, ride Warpig and definitely.
Yeah, definitely. In Whistler, for sure.
Yeah, check.
Is that gonna in Hakuba in the deep Japao? Think it's gonna hold up?
Yeah, I think it will. Although you can always use a more powder specific snowboard, but I think it's definitely a good one.
It would depend, because some people get ride Warpig sized a tiny bit shorter for that kind of more fun playful, and some people get sized a little bit bigger for that float. And so I guess it just depends what size Warpig you have for your weight.
Yeah, and what you want to do. But yeah, if you want to ride powder, get it a little bit.
Man, I want to get a Hakuba so bad. I can taste it.
All right. Somebody keeps asking if we've ever been to Winter Park. No, never been. Cornelia says, guys, looking forward to my first snowboard, and I have my eyes on Burton Process Pure Pop. What's your take on that? Thanks in advance. I think if you got your eyes set on it, it's a pretty good like beginner intermediate-ish board. It's like soft. The Pure Pop is like, nice, gives you some pop, has a bit of playfulness towards the nose and tail.
I was just riding your old Burton Process.
Nice.
In a couple days ago.
Oh, yeah, you were, up in the powder. Yeah.
That's my rock board.
The rock board, yeah.
It's fun. It's pretty like easy to initiate turns. It's got forgiveness in it. It should be a good beginner intermediate board for sure.
Yeah, good choice. All right, and Engine says the Rome Ravine is a good all-mountain / freeride board, similar as the LibTech Gold member. All right, good to know. We learned something. Thanks, Engine.
But it doesn't have as cool a name. The Gold member.
Snowboard Adventures says, Kevin, how good do you think people have to be to start riding park? I think you should definitely learn to ride switch, be doing all these outside the park. What do you think? Any like pre-park sort of like things that you want to be able to do first?
I think those two ones are really important. One of the for me, like you can always go in and hit the the landings, like popping off the transitions and whatnot, while you're getting more into the feeling for the jumps and whatnot. But I think it's very important to learn how to I won't say behave, but how like the parks work, so that you don't actually get yourself in any trouble by like stopping on a landing or anything like that. And so just knowing ahead of time, going into the park, like how to use the park safely, where's good to go, where's not good to go. And
so maybe go in first time with some friends, and sort of like you could probably learn from your friends.
If they start screaming at you, get out of the way. It's time to move.
But I'd say also like make sure that you're pretty good with riding with speed, like because park, like when you're riding into like a jump or landing, any of that stuff, you need a bit of speed and like control over your edges. So that's good to have. I would say if like you're outside of the park, being able to ride with speeds, do some side hit jumps, and you're riding switch pretty well, and you have some friends that you can go into the park with on your first time, then you'd probably be good to head in there.
Yeah, I think as long as you're not like introducing too many different things at once. And so the idea being that like if you're trying to do a jump or a rail, that's the new thing you're introducing. You're not also introducing like going at a new fastest speed that you've like never been before. So you want to be good at going fast, be good with your edges. And so the only new thing is the actual feature that you're doing.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Oz Otto says, thinking of getting a Donick Napton twin. Have you ridden one? No, my riding isn't good enough to ride Ryan Napton's snowboard.
Do you think if you jumped on his back and he gave you a piggyback, does that count?
Yeah, we've done that a few times. I would say like, it's a great board if you're a hardcore carving machine like Ryan.
It's got like a really wide waist width.
Really wide waist width, really like huge edge. What's it called?
The turning radius.
Turning radius. Side cut is really big too.
Yeah.
So maybe ask Ryan. Maybe give him a email or something. But I feel like he even recommends like starting off on something easier. But I know that he's one of the best carvers and butters I've ever seen. So
yeah, I think if you know what you're getting into and that's what you want, then you'll be happy. But don't get it on a whim.
Yeah,
it's a lot of board.
Make sure like you're at if you're close to Ryan's level of riding or like getting there, then I think it's the perfect board for you. And Anders Maldonado C says Coralco Chile represent. Nice. Chris, you gotta get down to Chile too.
I know. So many places.
And shout out to Theot's vlog and Leon Lammers says best dry mittens. That's a tough question because there are a lot of mittens out there, and I don't really have my hands in the snow too much to know which ones are the driest.
Yeah, I don't like the really wintry mittens because my hands are like furnaces and they heat up.
Yeah.
So as long as they have good water protection but not a lot of padding, not a lot of heat retention, that's the type of mittens that I go for. But I've been riding like park mittens for all of last year. Even when it was like minus 20, I was still riding them. So
yeah. It's hard to say. Maybe just check some out online, try some on. I know there's some mittens that are made of Gore-Tex, so Gore-Tex is very waterproof. So that may be the most waterproof mitten you can find, one that's made of Gore-Tex. So check out a Gore-Tex pair of mitts.
And just make sure you have a good sleeve, like double cint thing, so you don't get all the snow like going up your gloves.
Yeah. Trademark, any exercises that can do at the gym that could help with boarding? Gym exercises, maybe some like squats.
Oh yeah, you need to get squatting. This guy should be squatting every day. 100 squats a day.
100 squats a day. Lunges.
I was actually just talking with with Allie, one of the physios.
Yeah.
And she's been doing physiotherapy here for many years. She's got her own place, and she was saying that actually the most important thing is getting that proprioception for balance, because when you're snowboarding, you're going so fast.
Would you say proprioception?
Ception, like the ability to like recognize like things and see things multiple steps ahead, so you're not just focusing on what's right in front of you, Because when you're snowboarding at speed, you know, you got to be seeing like 10 things at once and be thinking about those all the time. Be ready to react.
So you get
quickly.
You get into like a 3D world of like balls, like ping pong balls, like coming at you, and like
get 10 of your friends to go get ping pong balls.
You play like war games in the woods.
Yeah. So she was saying quick reactionary balance things. So if you have any type of like balance bars or balls or anything balance related, you can actually get someone else to come in, and while you're balancing, they just come and just give you like a poke and just like poke you in like different places with your eyes closed as well, just to make it more fun. And so it's about getting your body to react without thinking about it.
Oh wow, that's pretty hardcore. Yeah. Cool. You can also do sit-ups.
Squats. I guess areas that you want to strengthen: lower back.
Yeah, I feel like you're a new snowboarder, definitely like something like, lower back, sit-ups, kind of like, because you're going to be getting up off the snow quite a bit. Push-ups too, like I found that the first time I was snowboarding, I was like pushing myself up off the snow like dozens of times a day. Stuff like that can help.
Stretching.
But yeah, I think if you're taking it to the next level and you're like into some kind of like going into some contests, definitely get on those balance bars and have people like throwing ping pong balls at you and giving you nudges. And that's kind of what we've been doing here. We've got those rollers set up. I've got my foam roller that I've been jumping onto with my my shoes with the duct tape tied to the skateboard deck.
And a Nerf gun.
Yeah, that'll be the next step. All right, thanks for all the questions, guys. Getting caught up a little bit here. Oh, it looks like we got some new super chats. Thanks, guys. So we got a new super chat from Kim San Lim, $10 Australian. Thanks for the support. It says Niseko Hokkaido Fund at Chris.
Okay.
There you go, Chris.
Are we allowed to use that potentially at Rasutsu, or gotta go to Niseko?
All right, we're going to Niseko.
Yeah, dude. Thank you so much. Yeah, like Japan has been such a dream of mine for a few years now, and I was close to going until I busted my knee a couple of years back. And so part of my like 360 recovery would be actually getting there and touching down, and I'm sure that would be like a huge wave just washing off of me.
And you'd never come back.
No.
You'd just get a place there and
eating ramen out the back of my van.
Yep. Bad Riders with the super chat says, "Hey Chris, as you ride fairly warm, how do you go with mitts on those longer days on the mountain? I overheat a lot and usually have to take my mitts off."
Yeah, I just have those like parky ones. They have
they're like summer mitts basically.
Almost, yeah. They're like spacemen with cats and dog faces shooting laser beams out at each other.
Do you remember the brand?
No. I don't. But
I think are they Celtec maybe?
They could be Celtec. Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're basically like a spring, like fair weather glove, and it doesn't. One of the good things here is it doesn't usually get below like -10 Celsius.
Kind of like Australia winters.
And I think that because I have had some good proper like Gore-Tex gloves, and then my hands will get too hot and I just take them off. And I'd just be doing that like nonstop. So I just finding the right level keeps you warm enough, but without overheating. I think that's the key.
Yeah. So Adam, maybe like find the thinnest possible mitt you can. And I'm pretty sure the ones that Chris has are Celtec.
And then on the really cold days, you just carry like inners. That's what I do. I just carry inners if I need them, and then
haven't needed them yet.
One day on that day
on
that day it was like -25. We all did videos like the coldest day ever in Whistler. That was the only time.
All right, nice. So Kaz says, any suggestions for female equivalent of you guys, i.e. vids, reviews, etc.?
Janice.
Yeah, so there is one girl making snowboard vlogs, Janice Spiteri. Yeah. She was in a few videos from when I was at High Cascade in the summertime. So yeah, look up her channel, Janice Spiteri. I don't think she doesn't do reviews,
no,
but she does. She has a few tutorials and vlogs. Yeah,
I've not actually seen any female board reviewers doing that kind of in front with the board reviewing it.
I don't know. I don't know if it exists They're
I know on my recent board reviews with Andreas, we try to incorporate as many female boards as possible.
yeah, I saw that. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, we just had the Wonder and the Oh Yeah. Was it the Oh Yeah by Solomon? Wait, that's not right. No, the Pillow Talk.
Nice.
Yeah, and Pillow Talk. Well, they both look great. Pillow Talk looks awesome.
Timon says, what is the best way to start with rails? Great question, man. I would, so I recently put up a video about progressing onto rails, so maybe check that one out. It's maybe 5 videos back. But I would say like definitely get really good at boxes first and with lots of different box tricks. And then like, what do you think? What else? What other?
Yeah, boxes are definitely key, and the more variety of boxes and that type of thing you can do, the better.
If you can get onto a down box, that's huge. That's like like making the boxes more challenging by having it as a down feature, or like a hop-on box as well.
And then while you're getting comfortable actually doing it, just setting up like you would do the rail, riding up to it, like seeing how your line is going to be, how your speed is going to be, but then don't actually hit the rail. Just get into that like visualization so that it's not a surprise when you go to actually do it.
Yeah, and you can also, you can have like an off-snow setup. So for us, we have like a skate deck that we've taped some shoes onto and then filled up a 2-liter bottle, and you can kind of like practice hopping up onto that and getting your balance just like you would on a tuber rail.
That's actually scarier than the rails. The 2-liter, the 2-liter like moves underneath your feet.
Yeah.
But yeah, I found that's actually quite similar in terms of it's just, if you fill it right at the top of the water, it's rock solid, round, and similar feel doing the 50/50s as on rails.
And then next you can do some, go for the easiest trick, which I think is just like a front side 50/50 onto the rail feature. Definitely find the easiest rail feature you can first. And I would say just like your first few times, like Chris was saying, like kind of like almost hop over it. So you're just getting the confidence that you know that you can actually like ollie and get over it without, and just getting that feeling. And then once you get a bit more confident, you can actually start to try to land on the rail and ride it to the end. So it's kind of a progression.
When you get on the rail, if you feel like your board is going off the rail, don't try to necessarily keep it on. You kind of got to go with what your board is doing.
Go with it, yeah.
Don't fight it.
All right. Great questions, guys. You guys definitely have the best questions in snowboarding for sure. Matthew says, hi, love you guys. You guys inspired me to start snowboarding. Thanks.
Awesome.
Amazing.
That is what I love hearing. It's fantastic.
All right. ZE, I did, but soft snow is different than my carpet. Are you doing some like off snow training? Yeah, the carpet is a little bit different. Rick E says, I hate snowboarding when there is no new snow and the ground freezes over and becomes hard and impossible to stop on. Yeah, that icy stuff can be nasty. Get a snowboard that has magnet traction. Magnet traction is great for ice, really holds. You can definitely stop with magnet traction.
You can stop faster, that's for sure.
And
I always used to be a bit against magnet traction. I think I don't know, I was more old school, like a radial camber is the way to go. And then when I tried it out, I was super happy with it.
Yeah,
totally
same.
Feel the difference.
Yep. Who is Orlando says, adventure at Snowboard Adventures. Oh, they're talking to somebody else. Big Spender, what's an all mountain board that has a softer flex? Ooh, a softer flex. I don't know. Like, I guess all mountain boards, you want to have them stiffer so that you have that stability. But you can definitely pick up some softer flexing boards. Like, what's a really soft all mountain board? I've heard I guess this is more of a powder board, but the Jones Storm Chaser, is it pretty soft, or is it kind of like mid?
It's kind of mid. Yeah, it's flat to rocker as well. So yeah, I'm just really short, and there's not much tail, and I haven't really done too much like a switch nose pressing on it. So yeah, I just it's just so easy to throw around and move. That's the main thing of that.
There's definitely some softer all mountain boards out there. You just gotta dig into the snowboard crate and find them.
If you go on a look at a snowboard and it says this snowboard is packed with carbon, then that won't be the snowboard for you.
Sam Cliff with the super chat says, I'm looking for a 1-board quiver for high-speed groomers, trees, powder. Any recommendations? Thinking about Super Pig, Orca, or a gold member. Nice. Yeah, one of those three. I'd recommend the Orca because I have that one. It's right here over my shoulder right there. But
the Super Pig is full camber, right? And it's got a lot of carbon stringer, so it's really stiff. So if that's what you want, that would probably be a good one. The Orca is more playful.
Yep.
And the gold member, that's got the C2.
I think it's C2 as well, yeah.
Yeah, so again, like what depends on what type of ride if you want to get a bit of rocker in there or full camber, and if you want that like ultra stiffness, because that's the one thing. I'm sure they've done it really well, the Super Pig. I've not tried it, but just it's got so much carbon.
Oh, really?
It. Yeah.
So I would say, like, yeah, if you're looking for a more carving board, then the Super Pig or gold member. And if you're looking for more powder board, Orca. You can definitely still carve well on the Orca. I love carving on that board. And if you did want to have the Orca as the one for both, you would get it just like maybe a little bit bigger so that you have that more edge to carve with.
And then you can join your local pod of Orcas.
Yes.
It's going to happen. There's going to be pods of Orcas going around.
Matthew, do you have any advice for flips? I'd say for flips, get them on trampolines first, and then the first time on snow, maybe take them into powder.
Land on your feet.
Land on your feet.
That's a good one. Yeah, trampoline I think is the way to go, and soft snow.
Yep. All right, great questions, guys. A lot of people talking to each other on here. That's good to see. Chris, have you had lunch yet?
Ooh, do you have something back here?
No.
Oh. I haven't, no. I'm getting kind of hungry.
Leaf says, how many snowboards long is Whistler? Oh, wow. That's an interesting question right
How
there.
many snowboards, if you lined up snowboards from top to bottom?
Should we try to do that? Just like...
What are we talking about, like...
Just down the run?
A nitro fin twin or a nitro cannon? Because there's about 50 centimeters difference.
You'd have to find the average snowboard and just lay it out. I think, like, what is it? So the village is at like 3,000 feet. The top of
the village is about 2,000.
2,000 feet? Okay, so from peak to the village, it's about 7,000 feet. So, or sorry, no, it's 6,000. So whatever that is in snowboards. So how many feet is a snowboard? It's
a million snowboards.
5 feet, so it's about 1,000. I would say maybe 1,200. I'm gonna say 1,200 snowboards tall.
Or 4 nitro cannons.
There you go. All right. Juan says, anyone watch the new Karua Shapes vid that came out today? Was so sick. Oh man,
Nice.
We'll have to check it out. Karua, yeah, it's some Japanese riding there.
It's based out of Switzerland with like German owners.
Oh, really?
Finance from Japan.
Oh.
The money's coming from Japan.
Oh wow. Okay.
Andreas loves Karua Shapes, so he carry a couple and come over there. But yeah, he texted me last night, dude, check out the new Karua Shapes video.
I guess my Honda was built in the U.S., so that's kind of like the same kind of
thing. Yeah.
I'm not getting a real Japanese car.
You've got the Karua Shapes of like SUVs.
All right. Jade says, hi guys, I need a boot. Recommendations for my girlfriend. She has wide feet with a high arch and suffers from her toes going numb. She has tried heat molding and had custom footbeds in her current boots. What are her current boots? Because that would be good to know so that we don't recommend those ones. But yeah, that's tough. That's a tough call. I would say like with boots, you just got to like really put your feet in them and then wear them for a long time. And I've had like really good luck recently with Vans boots. I find them like very comfortable, very like no foot pain. So maybe try those on first and leave them on your feet for an hour, walk around the store until the staff starts haggling you.
Pretty much.
But
yeah, just try on as many as possible until you find the most comfortable. And then, like Kevin was saying, only take them off when they kick you out the store.
Yeah, because I went through when I had like professional boot fitters like fit me with boots, I got like 3 horrible pairs in a row that were like just like destroying and killing my feet.
The boot fitting union is gonna come after you now.
And it wasn't until I just like put my feet into I was like starting to ask like all my friends like, oh, what do you wear? And like some people would say like, I ride these boots and they kill my feet. And other people were saying, oh, I ride Vans and they're like the softest boots I ever had, or like the most comfortable. So then I put on Vans and I would agree they were the most comfortable. And I wore them from like my first day riding them, like brand new. From the time I put them on to the time I took them off was like 10 hours. And I didn't feel like I needed to take them off my feet. So
and they came out smelling flowery, fresh.
Yeah.
Nice and smooth.
Yeah. So get her to, I would recommend trying some Vans, see how they feel. If after an hour her feet are killing, then move on to the next pair. If not, those may be the ones.
Yeah, it's tough because normally there's always that like baptism of fire with boots, and hopefully you come out the other end okay. And I've had some where the foot pains never got better, and other ones where it'll be a few days and then they start feeling fine.
I think I don't believe in that anymore. I think that's a myth.
Do you think I made it up? Oh.
I mean, like the idea of like, oh, these boots that they should kill your feet at first, like that's, and then like they're gonna feel good after a few days. I feel like that's sort of like a myth, and really you want them to feel good right from the start.
The best, they feel the best as possible.
Yeah.
Whichever ones feel the best.
Yeah. Because I don't know if I had these like these people that seemed like they were like science majors, like experimenting on my feet, and they just gave me like just these Chinese finger traps on my feet.
Never trust scientists.
All right. Cameron says, getting back into snow sports and looking for some snow pants. I believe I'll be falling a ton and thinking the overall bib type would keep snow better. Is that logical thinking? Yeah, absolutely.
Pretty good, yep.
Yeah, I think bibs are awesome. They're definitely the best for keeping snow out, for sure.
Mm-hmm. And then when summertime comes around, if you're doing that spring run, you just rock a t-shirt under.
Yeah.
And you're all good.
A long sleeve shirt or something, yeah. Bibs are great, yeah, for sure. You're on the right path there with the bib thinking.
In terms of like the worst feelings snowboarding, which doesn't actually hurt, but it's just not a great feeling, is that snow just sliding down your back there, and
yeah.
Nobody likes that.
All right. Paul says, best bang for your buck freestyle board you've used. Ooh, really good question. Very good question. Do you have one? Do you have one in mind? Best bang for your buck? Yeah, recently I would say the best bang for my buck has been the Headspace right there. I'm pretty sure it's under $500, and it just has. I feel like GNUs and Libtex, it's like they come pre-stocked with a lot of really cool like snowboard tech that I think is underappreciated for the money. So you may not be able to get a board from GNU or Libtech that's like $300, but for a little bit more money, you can definitely get one that comes with a lot of good snowboard tech. So.
And I think if you're doing freestyle and you want to have a good time doing it, then you got to go kind of at least mid-range in order to.
That's true, yeah.
To get out of the board what you're putting in.
All right. A lot of people chatting on here. That's awesome, guys. 185 people watching. Wow, that's
nice.
A lot.
80 likes.
80 likes.
Bump that up to 100 likes.
Possibly.
Make Chris happy. 81. It's happening.
Julia says, hey guys, Los Angeles here. Do you have any recommendations for beginner to intermediate all mountain boards and bindings? Nice. Yeah, I guess this is kind of like the same thing. It's like for all mountain, you almost want to get the intermediate type of board. And yeah, I don't know. You could check out. It's like almost at that point, it's like most of the boards are intermediate. So those all mountain boards, most of them are intermediate. It's when you get into those like really expensive, like the carbon ones, the expensive ones, those are like the really high end advanced. But yeah, check out lots out there. The LibTech Orca.
I like the look of the Hypercarve as well. That's a nice one.
Canoe Hypercarve. What else? You got the
T-Rice Pro.
T-Rice Pro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's a fun one.
T-Rice Pro is a fun one. So yeah, lots out there. Zachary, any tips on doing a tame dog? Definitely get them on a trampoline first, and then
make sure you go and watch the Snowboard Pro Camp How to Do a Tame Dog video.
Oh yeah,
that's step one.
TJ did an awesome video, awesome tutorial on that.
Yeah, I just watched that like a couple weeks ago. It was great.
All right.
But yeah, tramp's good. Soft snow. Commit.
Jack Ripper says, "Wow, almost 200 people watching. What's the record?" Yeah, what is the record? I'm not sure.
No.
It's in the 200s.
Normally get higher as the snow hits the ground and you get some festive feelings in the air and whatnot around Christmas and New Year's.
Yep. Coming up to a record of soon for views, 100 million coming up soon.
Wow.
So we'll keep you posted on that. 100 million views on Snowboard Pro Camp.
What kind of international bazaar are you going to host?
International bazaar? What does that mean?
I don't know, like a big party or something.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we should have a party. Rent out something in Whistler for $1 million. Just blow all my savings.
Yeah. Just contact Bill Gates. He's got a place up here somewhere.
Yeah. Andrew Rotolo with the super chat. Kevin, Chris, and TJ, wherever he is, have helped me so much with my riding and progression. Great gear recommendations too. Keep it up, guys. Awesome.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, Andrew.
That's kind words.
That's epic, man. All right. And Doug wants to know if you've tried niche snowboards.
No.
Haven't tried them yet. We'll have to get our hands on some at some point.
Yeah, there are a lot of good small brands. We don't get any distribution for niche around here that I've seen.
Nick says, good beginner board for a young teen. Icy Hills in Michigan here. If you're looking at icy Michigan hills, definitely check out some of the GNU LibTech boards with the magnet traction. Really help for that ice. Also like Arbor that with the grip tech, I think would help with ice too. If I was riding the East Coast, Michigan, I would definitely pick up one of those boards.
Yeah, I'd probably go for like a rocker dominant with a bit of camber in there. Get the grip tech or something similar.
And depending, I don't know how old your teen is out there, but I know like some of the younger kids here in Whistler, they even will ride, if they're a teen boy, they'll ride a women's board because the regular size boards aren't large enough yet for them. Or they're not big enough yet to ride a men's board. So you could always check out a women's board.
That's a good call.
If your teen's cool with that. And
there's a few brands that do like larger kid size boards as well.
Oh really? Oh cool.
Yes, I know. I was just checking out. Yes, they do too. They do like a kind of free ride and a freestyle kids boards.
Cool.
I'm not sure how big they go.
And Brian Serrano, I'm trying to decide between the Capita DOA or ride Twin Pig. It's my third season snowboarding and want to do a little more park. What do you guys recommend?
Twin Pig.
Oh yeah?
Just because it is like it's a true twin, right? So if you're wanting to do park as well,
yeah, then
that seems like it would be the great way to go. But yeah, the DOA has like been such a popular, like fantastic snowboard for many years. But then other good thing about Twin Pig is because it's a relatively new board, you have that like, yeah, I got a new board, check it out kind of thing going on.
Yeah, it's more original. Yeah, it's tough between those two. If you are third season, a little more park, I would honestly go for like a softer board, to be honest, a softer park board. I think both those boards are maybe not stiff, but I would check out something like the Headspace. Go for that, like sort of a more forgiving ride, something that has a bit more rocker towards the nose and tail.
Yeah. Huck Knife is looking great this year.
Yep. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, a couple good choices there.
You'd recommend ASIM if it's a non-ASIMmer?
Yeah, I think like ASIM is kind of like just like a bonus. It's very hard to like feel the ASIM to be like that's something to look for, but it's like a nice bonus to have.
It's a garnish.
It's like a nice garnish, yeah.
It doesn't really change the meal, but it makes it better.
It's like it makes the meal better without you really knowing.
Mm-hmm. Like a little bit of saffron in there.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for all the questions, guys.
Yeah,
Let's go
loads of
through.
questions.
Wayne McKenzie with the super chat. Any suggestions for a first timer at Whistler, at a Whistler run from an Ontario border? Yeah, I would say for your first day, maybe check out. I think Whistler is kind of like the more friendly, like new to Whistler.
It's true.
Mountain.
I thought you were gonna call out your favorite green run on Blackcomb though.
It's not as friendly, I don't think.
It's not. No.
But
the green chair, the emerald chair is like perfect.
Yeah, so on Whistler, the Emerald Chair, there's an area called like the Family Zone that is it's like a good place to start because the runs are still like a mix of like I would say easy blues. It's for coming from Ontario, but they're like easy to follow. They take you back to the chair, so that's like a good starting point. Getting on the Whistler gondola and going all the way to the top and just stay in the Family Zone for a few runs and then.
Yeah, there's some more blue pitches, and then there's like it'll flatten out to a nice like kind of green, nice long runs too. So different Ontario.
And I think when you're done with that, when you're feeling confident, you can either head over to there's Red Chair, there's Harmony, or you can get on the Peak to Peak and go to Blackcomb.
I'm having a brain fart. What's the name of that amazing green run? That Easy Out. Easy Out
on Blackcomb.
Yeah. That's probably the best green run on Blackcomb, in my opinion.
Yeah. But just once you spend a few laps and then start exploring. All right. And Jen says, yeah, Kevin is a Mervin boy now. It's Mervin Man.
He's even got the brand on his backside.
It's Mervin Man and Jen. TJ's the boy. He's the battalion boy.
I asked him, would you prefer battalion or arbor? And he said arbor.
Yeah, don't say that.
It blew my mind. I couldn't believe it.
He's getting 2 battalion boards. Yeah. I was like, I'd prefer arbor. I'm like, what? Don't tell him.
Who knows what that guy's thinking?
You're letting out the secrets here. Yeah, I'm a Mervin man. But yeah, Mervin, I'm loving it. All right. Okay, let's do
Chris speed round.
Chris, are you good? I don't have the energy for a speed round just quite yet.
Sure.
Any tips for people just starting? Go.
People starting, take it easy, take it slow. Don't get over your head too soon. Go to the beginner area. Really practice the fundamentals until you feel comfortable with each one, and then move on. Of course, check out Snowboard Pro Camp. Kevin here's got a lot of good beginner videos, so watch those. Take a couple notes. You bring your phone with you. Bring some friends. Make it fun. And remember, it's about having fun. A lot of people get like stuck in like I got to progress. I got to be able to do this. But as long as you go and you have a fun time, that's the main thing. And you're safe.
Nice. Perfect. And Jan says, do you have any tips for overcoming speed fears? I think like speed, you start to get more comfortable with speed as you become more comfortable with controlling your speed. So work on that like edge control, heels and toes, and once you start to feel more comfortable, then you'll be able to go faster. I think that's about it. All right, let's do a few more. Ooh, Thomas with the controversial question. Boys, I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, but what are your opinions on snowboard marketing? You think it's all BS? Do we really need all of this new tech? I think like we don't really need any of it. Really, we don't need a snowboard. You don't need to like
We
even.
we needed the old Sherman Poppins plank.
We should all
We need a
be.
1965 plank and just write down that.
We should really all be in the fields, like harvesting wheat. But I would say
I'm gonna ride my bushel down this mountain.
I would say that it's all like, yeah, I think it's the way you look at it. It's like if you kind of like recognize that there's always going to be marketing, because it is fun to like not just call your edge an edge, but if you say like frostbite edge or magnet traction, by putting these like terms on it, it just makes it, I think, more fun and relatable. And yeah, so but understanding that there's marketing out there, there's marketing in everything.
Yeah, just to say my 2 cents on that is, if brand A is saying our edge is the best and brand B says our edge is the best, they're both going to be good edges. Like, doesn't matter if it's using a certain type of tech. Like with magnet traction, like when I got a first magnet traction board, I was like, wow, this is great. Like having these new additional contact points. But I'm sure if I tried the frostbite or the grip tech, I would have had a similar thing. So it's not necessarily like the brand's specific tech, but like the 3BT is cool for that type of function, and it makes boards lighter. The Yes 2020 with the see-through powder hull, stuff like that, like it gives a different ride. But yeah, like I think all the tech within their areas is more or less the same.
I disagree, but
yeah.
well, magnet traction is nothing like frostbite, for example. Frostbite, I don't even, do you even feel that? Do you feel frostbite? I don't think I've ever felt frostbite.
I've not actually tried frostbite. So
you've got it on the process.
Oh, no, it doesn't. What? No, that sucks.
But I guess like the point is, it's like, yeah, it's like marketing is like, as long as you're aware of it, as long as like you're not being cheated,
controlled.
Like controlled, or like cheated by the marketing, and you just understand it's like fun terms. It's kind of fun to like put funky, cool names on things, and yeah, it's kind of fun. Mm-hmm. I think it's fun. Yeah.
I do find when you're looking at some boards though, you just get confused with like, this has the Eco Popster booster and the Gunslinger sidewalls and the you're like, what is all this stuff? You're just throwing, it's like word salad. Hopefully something sticks.
All right. Okay, let's see here. Okay, super chat from Chris Lyman. Can you recommend bindings for my Orca? Yes, definitely. So I would recommend, I like the Union Atlas for the Orca.
Is that what you were writing on your Orca?
Yeah, that's what I wrote. They're just like a good sort of medium to stiff flexing binding. And they have really comfortable ankle straps. They're kind of like 3D molded. And I think you need a bit of like a little bit of a stiffer binding for the Orca, for like riding it all mountain, riding it through powder. So something like that, yeah.
Good call.
All right, let's just make sure there's no more super chats here.
Wow, we're so close to 200 people, but we've already done hour 22, hour 23.
Should we stay on until we get to 200 people?
Maybe it'll be a conspiracy. People will keep logging out when it's on 199.
Yeah.
194. Oh man, we're so close. Tell your friends, guys. Get them over here. Send some text messages. Shout people over on different household computers.
Yeah.
Hey mom, go to this website.
Yeah, we start seeing like just weird names popping into the chat.
Emilian Popoff's mother.
24-hour marathon, somebody says. Oh, you down for that?
Well, I wouldn't necessarily say a marathon, but just keep it on for 24 hours. So
like we're just like making, we'll get like a little like kitchen setup back there.
Right, you're doing the dishes, just your daily stuff.
And Xander says, any tips for snowboarding in Whistler during November? So first, like, yeah, Chris was mentioning earlier, getting a rock board. So a board that you don't mind if it gets scratched up, or just like
203. Woo!
Wow, good job on grabbing your cousins.
Your
cousins and getting in there. Yeah, I would say November too. Like, take it easy. Like, maybe stay on the runs if you're not super familiar with like the off the groomed runs conditions.
The worst thing you can do in November is hurt yourself. The absolute worst. Do not hurt yourself in November.
Yeah, so ease into it, play safe, and then I would say if you're not familiar, I know we always go off the groomed runs in November, but it's probably a better idea to stay on them. And it's good to protect. If you're riding a new snowboard, maybe like don't go off the groomed runs just because there are going to be some rocks poking out of places.
Oh yeah.
I thought
you were gonna say I love.
So now that we're and Jay says, do you still think the Capita Horoscope is a good beginner board? Yeah, I do. It's it's at that low price point. It's soft, which is really nice. It's got a bit of rocker towards the tips. It's just like a very forgiving, predictable, playful snowboard. So I still recommend the Capita Horoscope. I guess we gotta stay on until it goes below 200. Is that the rule?
It's just gone below 200.
All right, guys.
I was gonna say. You answered. Oh, it's gone back up. Oh my lord. Hey guys, get in your last thumbs up if you guys are enjoying this. Slap that like button.
All right. Oh, there's a bunch of flying by. Danny says, do you think camber or rocker is better for butters? It kind of depends, to be honest. I like a camber board that is soft for butters, because then when you get into the butter, you can kind of like snap back out of it. Or I find sometimes with the full rocker boards, you get into the press or butter, and it doesn't have that like same pop to come out of the press.
Okay, what about full camber?
Yeah.
Or like, I don't know, quad camber, anything that's just total camber versus camber dominant with a bit of rocker, or rocker dominant with a bit of camber. Those three options.
I think it depends on the flex of the board, really, because you can get some of those mixed boards that are very stiff, that are hard to press. And sometimes like this, the headspace is camber dominant C3, and it's extremely easy to press.
Nice.
Whereas something like some of the rocker, you can get like a very stiff rocker board too out there. So it's really hard to say, but I would say in general, Danny Hinkle, check out, the rocker does help it make it easier to press for sure for butters. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in for the live chat. Almost an hour and a half. If you guys haven't yet, subscribe to Chris on his YouTube channel. It's Chris Ayres. Do you want to spell it out for everyone?
Yep. So Chris spelled normally Chris, and then Ayres spelled Eyres. There's also a link on Kevin's YouTube homepage.
Yeah.
Under the associated
Friends and Fam.
Friends and Fam. Yeah. So I'm on there, and literally in 20-30 minutes I'll be putting up a video of snowboarding in October in Whistler, hiking up and finding some powder with my dog. So if you guys want to check that out, then go over and have a watch, and it'll be great to have you come and join me over there. I'd love it. Yeah,
Chris, yeah, I'll be looking forward to checking out that video, seeing some of those powder turns up at the top, new snow turns.
New snow.
We do have 2 more super chats that we'll get to.
We might break 1 hour 30. Let's do it.
Jordan Shaw with the super chat, thanks for the support, says, hey Kevin, just got new gear this season. I'm going to the Super Pig from the Burton Blunt, and got the Vans boots. First board change since I started. Anything I should do on the first runs? Oh, very cool.
Good question.
Yeah, good question. Honestly, I would, like, your first runs, just do like what you're comfortable with, because then you can start to feel the board. Maybe just start to feel out the board and see if there's any differences between that one. It's going to feel very different from the Burton Blunt. So I think you'll be pretty stoked.
Yeah, get to know the curves of your new board. Just take it out slower, don't go off full speed, half speed, play around, start moving and shifting your weight around,
yeah,
changing turn diameters, big turns, small turns, whatever you're comfortable with. mixing up as much as you can to feel those nuances before you take it into a higher speed.
Yeah, I think it's gonna feel like so different from your blunt. So I think you'll have a good time. And Jen with the super chat says, "What? Chris is going tech. Andreas doing something right."
I think because before, like a few months ago, I'd be like, snowboard rocker is what? Whereas, yeah, I've just been getting myself emulsified into snowboard tech, and I definitely feel like I at least when I'm talking about snowboard tech, I know what I'm saying half the time, which is more than before.
I know there's already a channel out there called the Snowboard Professor, but I think Andreas should like talk to those people and then somehow steal that YouTube channel name, because he is the Snowboard Professor.
He'd be the mad snowboard professor.
Oh, yes. Okay, we should talk to him about changing his name. Andreas Schubert is a great name, but the mad snowboard, like Dr. what, like some kind of like evil genius snowboard name.
Dr. Sintered. Yeah, Andreas Schubert is already taken by a German truck driver. So.
Yeah, like the mad snowboard scientist or something along those lines. And you can just go on friggin' hour-long presentations about
It's like going.
snowboard
It's
tech.
like when you go into one of those like YouTube, like you just click after click after click, you end up in a whole different spot. That's what he's like with the snowboard tech. There's just so many facts.
Yeah,
I'm surprised he's still sane, because he must just have facts bouncing around his head nonstop.
yeah, and he doesn't lose a beat. It's just,
No. It's like, ask him about any board. I think like one time he's been stumped over like hours and hours and hours.
and it wasn't on the stump ape.
No.
All right, so Midnight with the super chat says, "What happened to all your other boards? Sold all? Sold none? Still have them all? Yeah, they're just sitting over there, and I don't want to. I want to keep hold of them. Don't want to lose them.
Do you ever think about the well-being of your snowboard? A ridden board is a happy board.
I'll probably donate them. That's probably what I'll do. I'll donate them. Yeah. Chris, you want a board?
Ooh, I'll take that Jones Frontier. Another Frontier.
Yeah, you can have it, the Frontier. But yeah, I just don't have time. I tried to sell some boards a year ago, and I had to like meet a bunch of like weird people that were just like lurking around my basement.
It's like 6 hours work to make $20.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, do you want to buy it? Yeah, I want to buy it. Sure. But this price? Yep, that price. And then they come over. I don't want to buy it anymore.
Yeah.
What changed? Just don't want to.
Arvin8 with the super chat says, "I have foot pain problem which I couldn't solve no matter what stance width or ankle I tried. Pain is at outer side on both feet. Any advice?" Pain is at outer side.
Do you have wide? Do you have wide feet?
That's just it could be you could have wide feet. I don't know.
Check out some of the wider brands, or some boots are made in wide sizes as well. That's a tough one. I know when Dave came, my brother Dave,
Yeah.
on that best snowboard bluebird day ever. You guys
Yeah.
should check that video out. It's fun.
Yeah.
He had the constant like outer foot pain.
Really?
That we were having a hard time fixing.
Interesting. So it doesn't matter what angle or how wide you make it, it's still on the outsides. Interesting. I would say, yeah, maybe play with the arch support too. You could get some different arch support and see if that helps to fix it. Like with the footbeds. But
Feet are a toughie.
yeah, maybe try just put those feet into some boots at a shop and walk around for an hour and see if you can find a pair. Like, I've been in boots that have like killed certain parts of my feet, like in agony, and then gone to another boot and then with zero. So sometimes I think it's kind of a mystery. It's kind of not. I think just, put some boots on and wear them for an hour.
Feet are like personalities. Everybody's got them, and they're all different. So it's hard to like narrow down.
Do you think
what you need?
What do you think that I think that boots or feet are not that different?
Well,
Like, you know what I mean?
generally you have like a heel. Generally you have 5 toes.
You know, like we're not walking around like, like, you wear Nikes? Oh my, I could never wear Nikes. Are you crazy?
Serious? Unless they're New Balance. You're like, you wear New Balance?
Yeah. You know what I mean? Because like I feel like sneaker, like even like boots that you would buy for snow. Like, you know, we're not going around and like some people can wear like Sorels and other people can wear.
But you're not going to give
like,
a Hobbit Solomon boots because they're so narrow.
I know, but I feel like with all the different being like, oh, you have this kind of foot. Let me see. There's a specific snowboard boot for you. I feel like
it's like Cinderella. You got to see which glass slipper fits.
Yeah, like on the like, let's say something like a football or soccer team, are like, is each like soccer player, because that's like their job, right? In like a completely different, if they get like a sponsorship from Adidas, they're like, sorry Adidas, I can't wear your shoes. My feet, they're different. I got Van.
Who was? Oh man, I can't remember. Is one of the riders? I think for Solomon. He changed sponsors like 4 times because no one could find. He has weird feet. Maybe it was. It's Louis Paradis. He like switched over like loads of different brands and he ended up going with Adidas because he couldn't find boots.
Does he have weird feet, or did he just have 4 crappy boot sponsors?
I don't know. One of them was Solomon, so you make up your mind.
Solomon did kill my feet, and yeah, I just wore those boots like 10 times, and then
there you go.
They're sitting over there somewhere.
Louis and Kevin are on the same page on this one.
Weirdo feet. All right, sweet guys. No more foot talk.
And no more super chats.
Yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Hope you guys are having a great time out there, getting all set for the upcoming snowboard season. Sorry to everyone in the Southern Hemisphere, your snowboard season's over, but you'll have to come up north and hang out with us.
We've waited our turn.
Yeah.
So it's our go now.
It's our turn. Yeah, guys, remember to check out Chris. I'll put a link to his channel below in the description too. And yeah, make sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell button, and you'll get notified every time we go live. It's like a good way to get notified. So
can you make my face pop up on the end screen? Oh, subscribe button.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks for watching.
Thank you, guys.
We'll see you in the next one soon.
Love y'all. See ya.